Gamers, today we have a special Pepega with us today. We got Omelette de Fromage, Marinelord himself, to join me to make the ultimate video gamer Civ tier list. Marinelord, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready, mate. Let's go.
Alright, so we're gonna make a Civ, just to tell everyone, we're gonna make a Civ tier list for ladder map pool. So it's not gonna be for like pro tournaments, for, you know, with water maps. It's gonna be ladder map pool. This is the ladder map pool right now. So it's Altai, Ancient Spires, Dry Arabia, Highview, Hillendale, King of the Hill, Lipany, Mongolian Heights, the Pit. And I guess we rate the civs based on like how good they are and how many maps they're playable on, right? With that being said, let's start with...
Let's start with the best, with the French.
Alright. So, where would you put French for the ladder?
No matter the map pool, S tier. Obviously. I think, okay. Can you show me the map again? I think they are bad on like Ancient Spire and on Hillendale. And that's it. Or like not too bad, but mid tier, let's say.
Yeah, I would say French. Okay, we'll do that thing where we discuss the maps a little bit as well. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I actually think on Mongolian Heights they're really good. I don't know if you've played Mongolian Heights recently.
Not really, but I will say like it's Holy Island to me. It's the same kind of map, or like almost every civ is decent.
Yeah, well, because they added 5 crossings total. Like French is actually not bad. You can't wall all of them, so it's pretty nice. But yeah, I actually don't think it's that bad on Ancient Spires. I think it's pretty bad on like Altai and Hillendale though. It's not.
I think it's fine on Altai. It's not too bad.
Alright.
But Hillendale for sure, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, Hillendale it's just bad. Like there's no way around it. But yeah, all the other maps, you know, if you're a French player and you wonder where you should pick the civ or which maps to veto, there you go. Hillendale, Ancient Spires, and maybe Altai. Not great. Hillendale is terrible, like legit terrible. The other maps, French is really good on. Even the Pit is really good for French because it's so close. And you can deny food super easily from the opponents. So French for the ladder map pool, S tier. I'll pick the next one. Let's do Rus.
That's a hard one. I'm not sure because I feel like French is slightly better than Rus in almost every case. But I feel like Rus is so good too. So I'm not sure if it's like French is the only one in S tier, or if we put some other civ in there with them. What do you think?
I mean, I agree with that. Like, they play the same, right? Because of the knights. That's why, like Marinelord says, they're the same. It's just French better because they can heal. But I would say Rus would be S tier if there were more water maps. But on ladder, there's not as many like water maps, if any. Like Ancient Spires is not that good for Rus actually, and Mongolian is like also not that good. I don't think Rus is bad by any means. Like I think it's a really good civ, but I don't think on this map pool it's as good as French. And it also is not that great into French as well.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, because obviously they are French with a better late game, but a slightly weaker mid game, so I'm not too sure. I would say A tier is fine.
Yeah, I think A tier is fine. Like, what maps would you not play it on?
Rus? None actually. I think they are good on every map. They are literally good on every map, I think. So maybe if you have to pick a single civ to play the whole map pool and stick to it, I guess Rus is the best choice. On most map, I would say French is slightly better. Yeah,
I think that the maps that French can be played on is better than Rus, but Rus can be played on every map. Like even on Hillendale, you can play it, or Ancient Spires, or even open maps, because you can always go for the board strategy or 2TC. So I think it's a very good ladder civ. It's just solid. Like it doesn't really have weaknesses. I think it doesn't really have counter civs. I don't think. Like French is good against it, but it's not like, oh, I'm playing against French, it's over.
This is very solid.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with the A tier. All right, you can pick next.
Let's go with China.
Oh, all right, China for the ladder, and with the recent rework as well. So how strong do you think China is in general?
I think it's pretty good. So to me, there is a tier where like civs are good enough to be played against any other civs, but they're obviously not the best civ. It's B tier for me. So like Chinese is in there, I believe. So it's like pretty solid. Not as much as Rus, but it can beat everyone if played properly. It's not really like too big to be played or anything.
All right. So on the ladder map pool, you give it a B tier.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I think it's pretty good on every map now, and it's obviously better on some particular map. Maybe I'm not too sure if they are good on Illandale nowadays, but I would say yes.
Probably because you still want to boom, right?
Yeah.
Or you can. You don't need to, I guess, with the reworks and stuff. I don't know. This is a hard one. See, this is the thing that I like about AA4, because I think a lot of personal experience comes into play. Like, I know you play more Rus than I do, but I think I maybe play more China than you do.
Yeah, already, yeah.
And for me, I feel it feels wrong to put China in B tier, because I feel like
Really?
it's a very strong civ, yeah.
Okay.
Like, even on open maps, I think it's very strong.
I don't know, if they are in the same tier as Rus, it would feel a little bit weird, no?
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm trying to think. I definitely think it's harder to play with China, I would say, because it's so hard to get the map control as much as Rus does. I think for this ladder map pool, I'd probably put China B, because I do think that China is also not bad at all on like some water maps because of the fishing ships and stuff. So maybe
even the normal boats, they are pretty weak, but they are not very expensive and they produce fast, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, you can master them. Yeah, if we had more water maps, I would maybe put China A tier. But also depends which water maps. But yeah, let's go with the B tier. I think it makes sense. Like, it has good matchups. Yeah. Which maps would you not play it on? Is there any, or would you be fine with every?
I'm not too sure. Like, iView is pretty okay for Chinese, but I feel like it depends of the RNG of the map. So like, if you have no wood line in the middle, it's gonna be a little bit harder to wall. So for example, that can be hard for China. Lipani is pretty good for them. King of the Hill, Illandale, Arabia, May, I guess. I wouldn't play China on Arabia, I think. Altai and Ancient Spire is fine. And Pit, Mongolian Heights is fine too.
Yeah, the Pit's pretty good for China. Sometimes you can get a Barbican that denies like the middle and half of this side as well. So it's pretty nice.
No, yeah, I think China is very solid right now. So it's pretty much like Rus. And it depends on the map pool, obviously, but in tournament map pool, I will give them the same tier. But in this map pool, I will give them a lower rank compared to Rus.
Alright, that makes sense. The next civ we will be doing is my favorite HRE.
What do you think? I'll let you talk first.
For ladder, like, I'm very biased because I've been playing a lot of HRE, and I play HRE on every map. Like, I even played it on Dry Arabia, and I don't mind it against French. Like, yeah, it's obviously really good against HRE, but I don't mind it that much. But I would probably put it into A tier.
Yeah, same.
For this specific map pool. If it was more water maps, like in tournament, it would definitely be S tier.
I'm not too sure.
Like, like on 4 lakes, I think it's really good, civ. Like, it's so easy to get into Imperial, and galleys are really good. So you can beat,
it's a good civ there, yeah.
Yeah, so you can beat like half of the civs on water as well.
But I feel like HRE, the problem is that it can be very tricky against China. Like, unlike some other civs with like Rus, you're fine against China. With French, you're fine. With English, you're fine. So I guess it's a little bit more tricky to play HRE sometimes.
Did you?
But yeah, it's definitely very strong.
Because of the Barbican Rush?
Not only that, just the whole like part where you have to deny the relics as China is a little bit easier to play compared to other civ, I feel. Like, you have better towers, you have better Barbican if needed. I don't know. It's a little bit of a weird matchup, I think. But yeah, HRE is very strong, but I wouldn't put them on the same rank as French.
Yeah, for this map pool, I would say no. Like, this map pool is very much like geared towards aggressive play, except maybe Hill and Dale and maybe Altai, but every other map is like super aggressive, and if you don't deny the food, you're kind of just gonna lose probably. But yeah, HRE A tier. Okay, pick the next one.
Let's go for Beastyqt.
Beastyqt on this map pool. All right, let's start with which maps would you not, or you don't think are good for it.
I'm not too sure about the pit. Maybe they're a little bit bad on the pit, I'm not too sure. Or actually it's pretty okay, I guess. Maybe on Mongolian Heights, actually, they're pretty bad. Or like not as good as everyone else.
I would say Pit and Mongolian, not great.
Altai maybe too. It's not the best for Beastyqt.
I don't like it on King of the Hill either, to be honest.
I mean, it's not the best for sure, but I feel like it's in the middle of the pack on this map. So yeah, I agree with you, but I don't think it's that bad. I could play it on King of the Hill, I think. I think they are fine, but obviously not the best. Once again, like I feel like English and China, HRE maybe are all a little bit better. But if you tell me like French or Abbasids on Elendale, I will pick Abbasids.
Yeah. For sure. Like usually, like when we discussed the previous civs, it's like most of them are bad on like maybe 1 or 2 maps, but I feel like Abbasid is not great on a lot of these maps.
Not great for sure, but still decent, I think, on most maps.
Yeah, playable, but not great. It's like it wouldn't be my first pick. Like I would say they're really good on Dry Arabia, Highview, and Lipany. Altai, I don't think they're bad. Other maps, so. Pit and Mongolian, I think, are really bad for them. Have you played them on Ancient Spires at all?
I mean, it should be fine, no? You have like good H2, you have very ship dock, so I guess it should be good, theory.
Oh yeah, you can make docks on every...
Yeah. So probably one of the best civs there, I guess.
I actually haven't played a single person to play Abs on that map. So where would you put them? Because, see, this is the problem now, right? If you look at the tier list, it's definitely not S tier, right? It's definitely not A tier. But I feel like China is better than Abbasid.
Maybe it's slightly better, yeah. Maybe it's a C civ, but C tier is a little bit low for them, I feel.
I know, but that's because the maps you play them on, they're really good. Like, I think Abbasid has a really good matchup into a lot of civs, actually.
I'm not too sure. Because, like, right now in my head, I have 1 civ for C tier and 1 civ for D tier. So if we put Abbasid in C tier, it changes a little bit.
We can put it. We can move it later.
Okay.
It's not an issue.
If you want C or B.
The thing is, I think Abbasid is good into like French, into HRE, into Mongols as well, and into Delhi, right? But that's.
And I think it's fine into China too. No?
I haven't played too much of that matchup recently.
I think it's pretty even.
Yeah, I haven't played that matchup recently, but you know what I mean? It has a good matchup. Like, I don't...
Yeah,
and those are all strong civs.
To me, it's the only civs that have a decent matchup into French.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
so
if you get to castle without losing villagers, it's really good.
It's pretty important to take into account, I think.
Alright, let's put it C tier, and then we'll decide after. Alright, let's do English next. English for ladder gameplay.
I think English is very good actually, but with Shiny is in B tier and Abbasid in C tier. Usually I would say Abbasid and English are in the same tier, but I don't think they are C tier, I think they are B, so... Where don't you like them? On which map?
I just, like, the thing about English is, I don't mind them, but I feel like I would never pick them over another civ.
In best of 3, yeah, I think too. But in best of 5, I think...
In best of 5, I would pick them, based on the situation. But in best of 3, I would never pick them. I don't think there's ever a reason to pick them at a best of 3.
In best of 3, you kind of pick like French, Rus, HRE, which is like A and S tier.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind putting them in B tier, I think it's fine. They are good literally on every map. I don't think there is a single map where they are too bad. Can be played pretty much everywhere. Maybe they are a little bit too bad into HRE compared to other civs. But it's still fine, I think, on some maps.
What about Delhi versus English?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that's a problem.
that is a big problem.
Yeah, Delhi is way too strong against English.
It has like 2 extremely bad matchups. Like Delhi and HRE.
Oh, I don't think it's comparable to me. Like, I feel like against Delhi, with English, you shouldn't be able to win in almost any case. Against HRE, I feel like if your opponent is fucking up a little bit and the map is not too good for him, it can be played.
You know what's funny? A lot of people like, you know, the matchup that everyone complains about is French versus HRE. But I think Delhi versus English is way more broken than any matchup in the game. It's so just... It's like almost not playable at all.
I think the same about Delhi against HRE. I think it's very unplayable for Delhi.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the only 2 matchup where like you don't have a chance, I think.
Yeah. I honestly, what do you think about French versus HRE? Since you play a lot of... You play probably the most French out of anyone, and I probably play the most HRE. I personally think that French is a bit favored, but I don't think it's like impossible to win.
No, it's not impossible, but I would prefer to play French in this case every time.
Yeah. I think it's a lot dependent on the map spawn, like where how HRE spawns rather than how French spawns, but yeah, I would agree that Delhi versus HRE and English versus Delhi is just like, yeah, it's very.
So I guess they're CET, yeah. Just because of that, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is on ladder. Let's go. Let's ignore the best of 3s and best of 5s. Like, if you look at these ladder maps, where would you put it based off of that?
I mean, they are good. Like, I think they are the same as Rus. Well, you can play pretty much everywhere. I like them a lot, I think. Even on Arabia, if it's not too popular, but even against French, I don't really mind on Arabia. With English, I think it's fine. Against Abbasid, it's fine too. Against Mongols, I guess it's pretty good.
Well, everything.
Against Delhi is bad. Yeah, I guess.
Alright.
I don't know.
So, where would you put it? C tier?
I mean, if we didn't talk about it before, I would just put B tier, Abbasid, China, and English. But now that we talked about it, I guess China deserves a tier for himself. And
yeah, that's what I mean. When you start doing these civ tier lists, like when I did, obviously I did, you know, a lot since the game released. You have an idea, but then putting two civs next to each other just feels wrong. Like once you put them, you're like, no, they're not the same. Like I would say, I would say English is more playable than Abbasid, but Abbasid on the maps it's played on is way better.
Maybe,
and has better matchups against like top civs, where I feel like English has terrible matchups, you know, against HRE and Delhi, which are very popular civs.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
you can pick the
Delhi
next
is not
one.
too popular, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Do we make 5 or 6 tier? Because right now I have a problem if we have only 5 tier.
No, we do 5. We gotta do 5.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, let's go with the Mongols then.
All right. Where do you put Mongols?
I mean, I put them in D tier, sadly. I mean, not sadly, actually, I don't like them, so I don't mind them being too bad. But actually, I don't know, because they got nerfed a lot, right? But even before, at N4C, when we talked about Mongols, I was like, actually, what good matchup does Mongol have? And I wasn't too sure. Like, what against who do you like to play them?
I don't like to play them against any civ. I don't think they're like. Even people say like Mongol versus HRE is a good matchup. I don't think it is at all.
No, HRE should win, but I guess it's pretty close considering that HRE is very good.
Because like even if you tower rush, they can just fucking get prelates and kill the towers.
Yeah.
Like
they have many ways to deal with it.
Yeah, and then their economy is like 10 times better than yours. Like I've had games against Mongol where I go like 6 on wood and I just build farms around chapel like super early, and the Mongol can't do anything because they can't dive on their TC. So I don't know. Like, I mean, let's see what civs are there. I don't know. Like, if I told you, okay, if I told you you play Mongol and you can pick my civ, would you pick any civ into it?
I would pick probably... Maybe English is pretty close, actually. I don't know. It's a weird matchup that wasn't too practiced, I guess. Maybe I have just no clue about it. But I would say English or HRE. If I wanted to have a chance.
Yeah, I think like it's just like rough right now for Mongols. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Terran in StarCraft.
No.
No. You know why? Because you have to do damage. Yeah, and if you don't, you're just fucked.
With Terran, you can do damage. With Mongols right now, in theory, if we both play well, you can't really. I just feel like it's a very, very cheesy civ, like Delhi. I don't know when they will be able to balance it properly.
Wait,
because I feel like
Mongols?
No matter... Both. I think they're both very cheesy. If you want to be a solid player, you shouldn't play them that much, I feel. Because you're just gonna always all in with them. Or at least on this match.
Yeah, just tower. And if you're a noob, just play French and you'll win.
Yep.
Alright, so... Yeah, I think Mongol is just D tier. Like, I just... Like, every civ has, like, advantages on a map or in a matchup. I just don't see where like Mongol has a clear advantage, or even which map it's like, oh yeah, this is a Mongol map. It's just not like it's not great on any of these maps, and in a way it's like scary where to pick Mongols because so many of the civs just kind of beat it pretty badly if you don't do damage to them. So
yeah, I didn't play Mongols since N4C, but we had to play it there because it was the best of 7.
I mean, I play them, but
yeah, I know.
And I play them here and there, but it's like I feel like if I don't do damage, it's just you're just fucked. Like there's not much to it.
You're so smart to play them. Keep going, mate. Don't hesitate to pick it next week.
It's because I just noticed you haven't won weekly, so I was like, you know what, let's give him one. You know.
Sure.
And no, but actually, I told my stream earlier regarding that. I was like, when we were like doing the drafts for 5th game, I was like, oh, I don't have anything.
It's pretty hard. Yeah.
All right, Delhi is the last one. Now this is a spicy one, because you don't seem too favorable towards Delhi.
I feel like this patch is pretty bad for them. I feel like the very long feudal meta with 2TC is pretty bad for them. And I think the Ram nerf is pretty bad for them too.
Why is it bad for them?
What do you think? I feel like before, you could punish any grid play with them. But nowadays, since the Ram is too bad, it's just a bad idea to go into that tech, I guess. And I feel like if you're playing 1TC with Delhi, you want to punish someone going 2TC at some point.
Have you tried like fast expanding with Delhi?
I just don't understand. I just don't understand the point. Because to me, Delhi is literally get your sacred sites, so get your extra gold, get the relics very fast, and then all in.
All in castle with gifts.
Yeah. So what do you do with your expander? You just delay your relics, so you have less economy or like as much, and then you all in. But it's later, so I don't understand the logic behind it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna all in. No matter what.
But are you all-inning because it's good or because you think there's no other play? Because I think the all-in is really strong.
Yeah.
Have you played Imperial Delhi in the patch?
I've never played Imperial Delhi except against Delhi in your.
No. I mean, like, have you played in the new patch? Like Delhi?
Yeah, I played them, but.
You don't think it's better now?
It's better, obviously, but is it good enough? Like, you compare them to English or like to Rus. It's not close. So maybe, I don't know, who is bad in late game actually? Maybe against French, it's not that bad, but still. It's pretty hard.
Elephants versus Knights would be... Elephant Spear versus Knights would be pretty good.
Yeah, but then you have Bombards and you have Castles. I don't know.
Alright, so for the latter, I guess on Mongolian they suck. On King of the Hill they suck. Hill and
say that I remember in Golden League I lost to Delhi. Viper played it there.
I remember that.
I was so sad.
I remember that. When I saw that pick, I remember watching it. I was like, "Oh, Marinelord like wins this. Like this is an auto win." Because you know Viper had some weird picks every once in a while.
Yeah, but
and Viper
I knew I was
Delhi to King of the Hill, and he ram pushed it, didn't he?
Yeah, he ram pushed in the middle. But I don't know. I didn't have any idea to play it.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, maybe I should have made like a single tower in the middle. And then went for like the castle edge in the middle. Yeah. It's like the tower.
Yeah, I've seen I think Delhi twice on that map. One time I played it and I regretted it, and then I saw Viper play it and that's it. Other than that, I mean on Ancient Spires I haven't seen anyone play it.
Yeah, it doesn't make too much sense to play it there.
So there's like 3 maps that are just like unplayable, I guess, for them.
Not, I wouldn't go that far. How many sacred sites do you have on Ancient Spire? 2 or 3? Yeah, I guess that's a little bit too bad.
I actually want to try Delhi on Ancient Spires now with the fishing ships. Go across the map and build dock on their side. Kick W.
And they let their fish? I see.
Mongols. No, we don't do that around here. Alright, so where would you put Delhi?
I mean, if I had the choice right now, and I had like the ultimate choice, I would say Delhi is D tier and Mongol is E tier.
Wow. But that low?
I mean, to me it's a stupid sieve. Like you have to all in or you're dead. So like if your opponent plays very well, you're dead. I think. I don't like it. But I guess considering that we have Mongols in D tier, I don't see like to me it's more C tier than D tier.
Really? I think it's now I'm thinking.
It's a baboon sieve.
Before this, I would have probably put it in B tier, but now I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't know. Because we have to remember they have an auto win against English, which is a C tier, sieve, and they have an auto lose against HRE, which is a A tier. So I'm not too sure. Like, does that help or I don't know.
Well, the problem is they're really good against like Mongol and English that are not played, and then. I don't think they're good against China at all.
Yeah, I think they're bad against China.
Against HRE.
Against HRE it's bad, against Rus it's meh, against French it's meh. So when you look at it this way, it's a C tier.
The fuck?
It makes sense this way. I mean, it's not too
Yeah,
bad. To be honest, like C tier is fine.
When you spread it, like, when you discuss it like that, it doesn't have... It's like playable on a lot of maps, but you can like hit a really good or a terrible matchup. It's a very risky pick. If we put another tier, would you put it between China and Delhi? Or China and Abbasid? Or would you still put it in C tier?
I would put them in D tier and Mongol in E tier. But it's because of the way I see the game. Because I don't like to be very cheesy. I like to go for macro games, right? And to have like a... how to say? A proper snowball. But if you like cheesy stuff, maybe... That is actually very good, I guess.
I literally watched you barbecue and rush the Muslim yesterday.
Yeah, it's good. But that's very solid, that's the problem right now. This fucking stat is good and solid.
Isn't that cheese?
No, it's just map control. It's true, no? It's literally map control. Okay. It's too good.
Map controlling in his base with a barbecue.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do C tier. I don't think they're worse than English and Abbasid. I can't do that. No. I think they're pretty. I would probably, to be honest, I would probably put them in between China and Abbasid, like and English. But I'm fine with this as well.
Yeah, I just think we like Civ a little bit differently. Maybe I like English more than you, for example.
Yeah.
Maybe you like Delhi more.
Yeah, so this is what I always tell my stream, like, whenever I make Civ tier list, and I'm like, you know, there's, like, French, for example, is best, right? But then there's Civs like China, Delhi, Abbasid, and English that some people would rate higher, some lower. Like, I personally think Abbasid is, like, B or A tier, depending on the matchup, right? I don't think it's necessarily bad, because this makes it look like Abbasid is one of the worst Civs. The problem with Abbasid on this ladder map pool is that it's not that good on the maps. It's not that it's a bad Civ. I think Abbasid is quite good in general, but a lot of these maps are really fucking weird, and that's what makes Abbasid not that great. Because again,
actually,
yep, go ahead.
Do they deserve C tier because Abbasid is one of the only Civs that plays decently into HRE and French, both at the same time, and it's decent against Rus too, I think.
So are we putting it in B tier?
I think they deserve it, no? Don't you agree?
And they're good against Delhi.
I think they are even against Delhi, even against China.
Good against Mongols.
So I guess maybe they are not too good on that many maps, but since they have almost only good matchups or even matchups, they are valuable.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's what I mean. Like the three maps they're played on, right, a lot is Arabia, Highview, and Lipany. Like they're good. I also played them in Altai. Like I think they're really good. It's just that like some of these maps are fucking weird, like Mongolian Heights, and the pits may be too small for them. But
is it that bad on Mongolian Heights? I would say it's bad against HRE, maybe.
I haven't played it on Mongolian, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's fine on this map. Against French, it's fine. Against Rus, it's fine probably. So maybe it's just bad against HRE because HRE just can secure so many relics.
Wow. Are you happy with this?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it looks good. Both blue civs on the edge. Amazing. Amazing.
Perfect balance.
Perfect balance as it should be. All right, guys. Yeah. So again, this was for a ladder. For tournament, I would probably put them a little bit. I would definitely swap some around because I think tournament map pool has a lot of water maps. And you know what's funny, by the way, that I noticed yesterday and on Saturday? English is actually a lot better in tournament maps than it is on ladder maps, in my opinion, on high level. because the galleys are not bad at all. And
Yeah, pretty good.
You can do so many weird things like get some fishing boats and then all in feudal because you have like insane eco then. But on ladder where they're like supposed to be good on like land maps, not so much. All right. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
That was the Civ tier list with Marinelord himself. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. If you're watching on Twitch, let's keep going.